Hi there, welcome back to Tika's Teachables. I can't even say it. This is the third video that we have today, and we are going to give you a little, it's me. I'm going to give you a demo on impasto painting. I had asked earlier in the week for what you would like to see, and that was one of the suggestions that came through. So I've gone ahead and done a little bit of prep here. You may have seen our owl before, so I'm going to give you a little bit of, I've got myself ready, I've got the paint mixed. I'm using burnt umber, phthalo blue, Mars black, a deep yellow, and titanium white. So pretty simple color palette. Not really anything out of the ordinary. These are colors we often use here. I'm also adding modeling paste. This is the one I'm using today from Blick Acrylics, or Blick Artists. Anyway, that's what we're using today. I've got my colors mixed up here, and as you're coming in, if you'd like to say hi or have any questions along the way, feel free to go ahead and do that. Hi, Julie. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm getting ready to get started, and just to show you what brushes I got that going with, I have a flat brush, a round brush, and a tiny little detail brush. So not a whole lot. I've also got my palette knife out, and I've got this ready to go. So you can see I've painted in the background colors and the details on the eye. There are a few things I want to start off by showing you. So let's see if you can, it looks like mud. My goodness. Okay, so you can see I've mixed in, there's blue, there's the phthalo blue. I've mixed in some of the modeling paste with it. So it's a thick, like toothpaste consistency. So that's what I'm going to start with here. This is, I think this is almost like frosting a cake. So I'm gonna get some on my knife here. And I'm just going to start bringing some texture in to this painting and see what this does. So when I mix the color, I'm just going to, you see that there? I'm going to mix it together with the palette knife and then kind of scoop the back of it. And I'm just smearing this any direction I want it to go. And I'm bringing it right up to the line of the owl there. And the owl's going to have his own texture, so we'll leave that alone. And hi guys, I can see you. I can see your messages if you've got questions, so feel free to say hello. Let's see, Mike's tuning in. Hi, Mike. All right, get some more white on there. And then just keep smearing this on. So if you're just coming in, this is acrylic paint mixed with a modeling paste intended for painting. So it's not spackle. It looks like it, but it's not. And it gives us that nice thick texture that a heavy body paint would have. Anytime we change colors, I'm going to need to just wipe off the palette knife. So I'm going to start darkening this blue a little bit. And I'll show you what I'm doing. Just mix, mix, mix. Julie, are you painting along with me today? All right, so there's some darker blue. Can you guys see the texture there? Hopefully the camera's picking that up. All right. So we've got some classes coming up on Saturday, and all three of them still have room. Julie says no modeling paste. Okay, so next time, maybe I give you a warning, a supply list. I think we might be onto something there. We'll get you prepared next time. Hi, Sarah. All right. I started to say, so Saturday we've got our painting techniques class. We're learning how to paint trees better, and that class has room. That class is 11 to 12:30, and then hi, Becky. The class at 3 o'clock is actually our monthly tea party. That's a mommy and me paint and sip, and we are painting a ladybug. That's the one we're painting this weekend, or on Saturday. So there's a couple more seats left in that one too, and then Saturday night, Austin is teaching, let me see that, there we go, the Winter's Eve painting, and there's still room in that one too. So if you're looking for something to do on Saturday, there's a lot to choose from, and I'm going to keep going here. So you can see I've kind of got the darker blue down here, lighter blue here, and then I'm going to use some more of just that phthalo blue, get some more on there, into the middle area here, so I can kind of transition the colors from light blue to dark blue. If you have not seen some of my posts today, we just recently added to the calendar a save the date for Star Wars Day. And I've got an idea in mind for that. And if everything works out, we will also be doing a family painting for Star Wars Day. So we'll have our evening one like we always do, and then we'll have one during the day for kiddos since it falls on a Saturday this year. So I'm kind of excited. Okay, so let's see here. I'm just gonna pull that paint right up to the owl. All right, there is the background color. I want to give you guys a close-up of this. Can you see that better? That is some thick paint. All right. There. Okay, so I have my palette knife cleaned off. I'm going to work on the owl now, and I've given up trying to keep this under 20 minutes. I have a feeling we're going to end up right at 20 minutes again, so we'll just have to plan for that. Okay, so I've got the eye filled in here, and I have the beak as well. There you can see there's kind of a line just to remind me where the wing is going. This owl has his head turned sideways, but I am going to start on the wing. Now, in order to get the feathers to look like they're overlapping, I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. So I'm going to get some of this brown. See what I'm doing again. All right, I pull some of that brown. I'm putting a little bit of black into it for the darker half at the bottom. And I'm going to come down here, and I'm dragging it upward because I want the look of feathers. And if you're just tuning in, it's very much like frosting a cake. Hi, Renee. All right, so I'm going to get some more. You can see this is like chocolate frosting. Look at that. Isn't that delicious? All right, so I'm going to add a little bit more black and a little more brown. See what I'm doing here. I haven't figured out the best way to show you my setup and what I'm doing on the canvas at the same time. So forgive me if I keep stepping out of the frame here. It's just the way it goes. All right, I wanted you to be able to see. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit darker in through here. And work my way up. Hi, Buffy. All right, I'm also going to edge that wing a little with a little bit of white. But while I'm over here on this edge, I want to get some of these feathers that kind of overlap into the blue of the background. This owl has his feathers ruffled a little bit, and we're okay with that. All right, I'm gonna lighten this brown a little bit. And just slap it on there. Smear it. Don't eat it. It's not really chocolate. That would be gross. Okay, so I've put some of those feathers in there. I can wipe that knife off and I can grab more on top of it. Hi, Tracy. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them there and I'll just keep looking at it as I'm going. That was my whole intention behind doing these videos, was to give you guys a chance to ask questions, see what I'm doing, see what I like working with. We haven't done this painting in almost a year, and when the suggestion was made to do a video on impasto painting, I thought, why not do this one? So if you guys want to see this on your on the calendar, let me know and we'll add that on there. So I've made the wing and his body. I'm going to add a little bit more right in here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I've got my wing, the body of the bird. His neck has a little more scruff to it, so we're going to do that. I'm going to start with brown and change directions here. I'm just going to go sideways with this. And I'm not, you can see where some of the blue has pulled from the background, and it's okay. It's a nice part about this technique is that you can do it, it's not neat, it is messy. Okay, so there's his scruffy neck. I'm going quickly here, so it's not the best example, but you get the general idea. I'm going to give you another close-up of that texture. You guys see that? It is pretty thick, yet it's not dripping. Try to get this back on here. It's funny, I'm at the studio and somebody just pulled up to the door. I don't think they know I'm only hiding in here. All right, so I've got that back on there. All right, so I want to take note of where the eye and the beak are so that I don't get this thick paint on there. It's going to be hard to take it back off. But I'm going to go back to brown, so I'm going to wipe off the palette knife, get my brown on here, and I need to go around the eye. This is going to act as like a background as well. I'm just going to smear this on because most of this, there's going to be a white kind of ring around his eye. The reason I do the background painting first, like an underpainting, you can think of it as like a base coat or just a place to start with it. I didn't realize that was moving, sorry. So none of the white canvas shows through. You can see there's a little bit peeking through right in through here next to the side of his face. But that's going to be covered with feathers, so I'm not too concerned. Bring this right around here, up between his eyes. All right. I'm going to darken this just a tad. All right. easel's wanting to move today. Okay, so I've got that brown going there. Now I'm going to come in with white, and I'm going to pull on the edge of the palette knife so that I get kind of like cutting away with like a butter knife almost. Get that white on there. I'm going to drag it outward. And I can clean up the edge around his eye after I'm done. Okay. Just trying to think what else we have coming up I could tell you about while I'm doing this. Austin has another class, the Dueling Daisies, next weekend. And I've got some kid classes going on right now. That Painting with the Masters class meets on Wednesday afternoons. And that is open actually to ages 10 through adult. We've had adults join us before. It's a great class to learn more about the masters. I think coming up we have Frida and Andy Warhol, and who else is on there? I can't remember. But those are some of the upcoming classes for that one. And then the class that we have adapted for kiddos with disabilities and special needs, that one meets on Thursday afternoons. So before I do these videos, that's what I'm doing. And that one is called Art Explorers. And it's a mix of kids. So some of them have disabilities, some of them don't. And we have been learning about the elements of art this year. So each month we've learned a different, what I call a building block for improving your art, the different things that you need. This month we're learning about color. And so today we did color wheels, and it's been great to see how these kids have really grown this year. You can see I've come, oops. It's like sticking your finger in frosting. I'm just gonna pull right over that, and you can see my fingerprints gone. Where I went over the black line there into the eye, I can wipe that away a little bit, and then I can touch up the black in a minute here. There is not a whole lot left for this painting. I'm at an awkward angle. I'm gonna switch palette knives, see if I can get in there. I'm switching to one that's different shape, so I can get into that angle a little bit better. There we go. So if you were here for the Valentine date night, it was brought up that my son Nathan, who you guys often see working behind the counter, helping give paint out and all that, he's been working for me for going on 2 years. And during the Valentine paint night, we announced he's been our employee of the month for 22 months running. And he actually doesn't do these classes with me very often, but every now and then there's one that he really likes. And this was one that he did. One of his best friends joined us, and my husband. So I think it's kind of special because it's one he actually wanted to do. Now this right now, for kind of this part, I guess you could call it his eyelid, I'm using the edge of the knife to get right up to the black, and then I can pull it away again. All right, so there's his eye. I can do that around these edges here too, just so I get right up to that line. I probably should have done that first. And because of the thickness of the modeling paste mixed in with the acrylic, it allows these grooves to be dragged through the paint, and it'll dry like that. It does take a little bit longer to dry, but it will be a textured painting when it's completely dry. All right, so I've got the other side of that eye there. I'll finish that later. I'm gonna go ahead and touch up his eye so that I can see if I get done before 20 minutes. We'll see. I have no idea what time it is, so we'll see. All right, so I'm just gonna come in here, clean up my edges. I'll give him a little highlight in his eye. I'm using my round brush right now and just some black paint right there. There's some spots on the top as well. Just to clean up a little bit here. There we go. All right, and I'm going to take a little bit of white and put a glare, like a reflection, in his eye. Right now his eye is kind of flat looking. So I'm gonna, it looks like a slice of pie or a triangle. I'm just gonna put that there in his eye. Now I'm going right up to what would be the bottom of his eyelid, and I want a shadow there, so I'm gonna make it gray. Right over this part here. All right, so there's his eye. And I'll go ahead and finish this, but that's for, oh, I guess I should finish that part. Bear with me. All right. I want to drag some more of these over the blue background. More feathers. And I'll go ahead and do this one now since I'm here. Change colors, just wipe it off. That's all I have to do. Now I'm going to darken this one a little bit since it's on the back side, a little more shadowed over there. I'll get like a light brown going here. You can see what I've got there. All right, and then these ones just pull away into the blue zone. Oh, it looks like I moved blue. I'll wipe out. Okay. I have an idea for an event that I want to do. I'll tell you a little bit about it right now since I've got a captive audience. If you get a chance, Google art battles. And what it is, in a nutshell, is a competition. It's kind of speed painting, but it would be local artists here, and there would be 3 rounds, and the paintings from the night would be available for purchase at the end of the night, but there would be a winner at the end. There would be 2 elimination rounds, and then the final round would be finalists from the earlier 2 rounds, and then we'd have a winner. And I've been playing with this idea for the last year. The couple people I've talked to about it have encouraged me to do it, but health reasons and stuff like that have left me not wanting to take on an extra commitment. But I'm feeling good now, and I appreciate those of you that have been asking about that. I am doing pretty well. So I'm thinking if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it soon because it seems like an awesome idea. I've got some things in mind to make that happen. So I'd love to hear what you guys think of that, if that's something that you would want to attend, or if you know an artist that might be interested in doing something like that. The rounds would go 20 to 30 minutes. I haven't decided. I think 20 minutes seems not long enough. 30 minutes might be just right. So it would make for probably a 3-hour evening. But anyway, that's something that I was thinking would be fun to do. I am, for the most part, done. There's a few things I can do to touch this up, but I am, for the most part, done with this painting. One of the nice things about this is I don't have to sign my name. I can actually just turn my paintbrush around and I can carve my name right there in the paint. Anyway, one last thing. We have a fundraiser coming up. Some of you have asked about the Lover's Lake painting that we did last year for Valentine's Day. This one is March 28th. We are doing a fundraiser for a young man here that I've known for a long time. My family's known him. Anton is going to, thanks Stephanie. Anton is going to a YWAM training in Kona, Hawaii, and needs some help with his funds. So we're donating a portion of the proceeds from that class. So if that's one you want to do, sign up for that. That's on the 28th of March. Other than that, I am going to sign off for now. Hopefully I made it a little bit shorter this time. Thank you guys for joining, and I will see you soon. Thanks.